It's your first Spurs game without drama at the end of the year.
Man, I told them, funny enough, I heard that it was been a problem too, but 2 of my 3 games we've been up 20, and both of those games turned into one-possession games, and obviously we won one and we lost one. And I said at some point we have to figure out how we want to play with the lead. Whenever you get up 20, or even when you're at 15, how can you get it to 21 rather than back down to 8? And a lot of what we do is going to be on the defensive side. We won 3 of the 4 quarters, but that second quarter is what got them back in the game. And if we finish that quarter better, now they're going into halftime thinking something totally different. So as a team, we have to be able to figure out, how we do that.
What do you think the
Let's
difference
take a
was?
10-second break here.
I just lifted. I'm good on water. Oh.
What do you think the difference was in that fourth quarter that allowed you to keep answering their call?
Giving up 25, if you can hold the team to 25 points in a quarter, regardless of what team it is, that's going to be a good defensive quarter. So being able, I think we're up 3 or 4 going into the fourth quarter and winning it by 6. Those are the types of things that you have to do. So, say you keep a team to 25 points the whole game. If you're only allowing 100 points in a game on average, you probably have the best defense in the league, and it's probably by a large margin. So I think we were able to get stops, especially down the stretch, and we executed.
For like a 7-minute stretch of that fourth quarter, it was just you and Victor going back and forth, basically doing all the scoring. How is that chemistry sort of working out and knowing how to play off each other, whose turn it is to sort of take over?
Yeah, it's definitely evolving. A lot of the way that I get guarded is a bigger wing, someone who's long, someone who's probably going to switch on to Vic. And then if I do have a small, which doesn't happen too often, they get the switch and Vic, we throw it to him and he does what he does. But trying to develop that chemistry, trying to develop whatever type of 2-man game. And obviously we're not leaving guys out because if someone helps, I feel like both of us are able to make that type of pass. But just being able to turn the corner, play 2-on-1, whatever it may be, we have to be able to learn where our spots are. And it's a learning process. This is the 3rd game for us, and we haven't even had like a true practice yet because we've been on the road. We're continuing to learn, especially as a team.
Did you and Vic talk at all about that last play in Orlando after the fact, just kind of go over it and diagnose it?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, as a good or great player in this league, you just get to a spot. He got to his spot and he missed a shot, and that is what it is. Those things happen. I've missed a bunch of game winners as well, but I've made some. So that's all it takes, especially at his size. Even guys smaller than him, and even playing with DeMar this year. You pick a spot on the floor, you get to it, you shoot the ball. You live with the result because you work on that shot. So we live with it. We're fine with it. And having those types of moments, you have to be okay with failure because at the end of the day, you're going to make some, you're going to miss some.
It's just
The
been a
business
week.
of the NBA, could you take us through, this getting the chemistry with your teammates, but just the business of the NBA and how up and down that is. Could you just take us through the emotions that you go through the business part of the NBA?
Things happen. This is one of the crazier deadlines that we've seen. But like you said, at the end of the day, it's a business. We all knew what we signed up for. Everyone goes through those things. I played for 5 coaches. This is technically my 6th coach that I played for in 8 years. So those things happen. You go out there, you control what you can control. If you're not playing, you go out there. You're probably, and I always say this: the guys who don't play minutes are more than likely some of the guys that have to work the hardest because that's where you're playing, that's where you're staying in shape, and that's where you're being seen by the coaching staff, by the front office. And if you don't handle those things, especially as a guy that doesn't play, you'll be out the league real quick, or you can end up taking somebody's minutes and then you can become a starter. It's a lot that goes into it, but especially on the player side, you try to control what you can control. 450 spots and then plus however many 2-ways, it's not a lot of spots in this league, and we see it all the time where guys who are talented enough to play in the NBA, but there's a business side of it, or they didn't fit a role, or whatever it may be. But you try to control what you can control, and other than that, you got to live your life.
Darren, it's only been a week, but how much has Chris talked your ear off so far? And what did he say to you about kind of sharing the backcourt with you in that role?
One thing that he keeps saying to me is he hasn't been used to getting so many catch and shoot opportunities. But he's like, man, I'm going to be ready for it. I feel like I've always been an unselfish player. If you're ahead of me, I'm gonna kick it up. If I'm driving and your guy helps, I'm gonna throw it. And a big thing that we emphasize is one time on target. So I try to find whatever that passing angle is and get you the ball. But I mean, CP's a legend, man. I think he could have stopped playing a couple years ago and he'd still be a Hall of Famer. So for me, just being able to soak up what he's telling me is great. And I think for Steph and for Vic and a lot of these young guys, obviously he does talk a lot, but I mean he talks and there's substance to everything that he's saying. So for me, I mean, I'm 27, I'm in year 8. I'm not the youngest guy, but I'm definitely not the oldest. I'm closer to some of these guys' age than I am to CP. So it's good, man. But I'm enjoying every moment of it, and we're trying to build something.
What were you seeing tonight or feeling that got you to the line 18-10?
I mean, just continue to get downhill. That's what you try to do. I think all of their fouls were like reaching fouls, so I think it was more so what they were doing than what I was doing. But if they're going to continue to do that, continue to try to touch the paint, and good things happen.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.